Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Well, we are going to be talking about our nervous system today with Louise. Louise is joining me live from Norway, and she is a functional medicine nutritional therapist focusing on our nervous system. Welcome, Louise, and thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anita, for having me.
So what is it about nervous system that we need to understand?
Well, first of all, the nervous system, in the way I look at it, is this magical bridge between our physiology and our psycho-emotional health. So I find in my work and in my practice, you either focus on either the emotional or the psychological, or you focus on biochemistry and functional medicine. But there's no link. Like there's two different worlds. And for me, the nervous system is bridging these two together. And the nervous system is everything that is within us and also outside of us. It has to do with our past and our present. It's our physical and also our, psychological health. So it's very included in our feeling as a holistic being.
Absolutely. So let's just expand a little bit more. You talked about the past, present, and then the future, there's no control. But we definitely carry a lot of baggage, right, from our past, all of us. And now, how do you weave your expertise into making sure that we somehow heal ourselves from the baggage that we are carrying, and while we're moving forward, we are leading a better life, or a happier life, I should say that.
Happier life. Well, I think that, a lot of the experiences that we have as infants or children and throughout our lives, there are things that can happen to us. Like it's life, it's stressors that can be, traumatic with the big T or traumatic with a small t, or just accumulated stress over time. And this is something that actually gets stored in our nervous system, in our tissue, in our muscles. And it's almost like an emotion. If it's not getting the expression that it needs, it gets locked in our nervous system and blocks different parts of our homeostasis or different fluidity in our body. So for example, if we're young children and we're exposed to certain events or certain stressors, or we don't feel safe in our surrounding and our environment, this is something that will regulate our nervous system. So we naturally would go into probably fight, flight, or even freeze. And the freeze mechanism can be something that is for pure survival reasons. But it also means that our nervous system, kind of like it sounds like it freezes. It kind of goes into our hibernation, like the bears do in the winter. We don't really feel much. We get cold. We don't have that flow and creativity. We might not reach out to other people. We kind of withdraw a little bit. So there's a lot of things that can be explained looking at our nervous system health, both with our baggage, and it kind of explains how we are in the present moment today.
And so, and we were talking about the measurements, right? You were talking about the measurements of like heart rate variability or some of the other measurements. And you have been an Olympic athlete yourself. So talk to us about testing and measurements and all the cool stuff.
All the cool stuff. Well, I love the biomarker of heart rate variability. It's a tool, or it's a marker that's been used for the last 50 years to look at different vitality markers. It's been linked to diabetes markers and actually these sudden infant deaths. That's how they started using HRV like 50 years ago. But the HRV is a heart rate variability. It's the variation in between the RR intervals in an EKG. So it's actually, with a simple language, it's the variability between heartbeats. So we want a flexible nervous system. We want regulation in our nervous system. So if we got stored stress, for example, it doesn't get as fluid anymore. You get stuck. And so what the HRV measures is actually the regularity in the nervous system. And I tell this when I work with athletes, for example, you want to be really good in the pool, really good in the, all sympathetic, all go, 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 go. But when you get off the court or out of the pool, you need to be able to relax. And some people, me included, I used to live up in fight and flight all the time. I had a really hard time calming down outside of the arena. So HRV is a marker there to see how well you flex your nervous system, how well regulated you are.
Okay, so but how can we use on a day-to-day basis, like normal people like us, how do we make sure that we use these markers, right?
Right. So it's a great, there's a lot of biohacking tools out there. You have Oura rings, you have Whoop markers, you have the first beat. These are things that I test with my clients every day, every week, every month. They can access these gadgets and measure your 24-hour heart rate variability to kind of see how is your heart rate variability during the day and how is your heart rate variability during night. And we can correlate how well you can manage stress and how well you can recover during your sleep. So I use that as a lifestyle marker, to help people to optimize their daily living. So it's a lifestyle marker, but when you see an extreme low heart rate variability, usually there is a lot of baggage that might be lurking, and you might be doing all of these healthy lifestyle things. You eat great, you're taking care of your self-care routines, but if you have a lot of stored baggage, your HRV are still going to be quite low.
Okay, so these are like a simple gadgets that you are giving to your clients to help them, right, measure their heart rate variability, as you just said, during the day and in the evening, so that at night how much they can recover, and then again you do that, right? So is it some kind of a gadget, like small gadget that, like a small beads or something? Is that what you're talking about? Is this particular thing that you use?
Yeah. Exactly. I'm not wearing mine at the moment typically, but they're rings. They're really beautiful Oura rings, Oura, Oura rings. And then you have these, like they're called the Whoop. That's also, they measure HRV, but they also measure your sleep. So you can watch your recovery of your REM, light and deep sleep. One of the first beat gadgets is something that you actually put on your body and you wear it throughout the night for extended period of days. And we collect the data, and then I sit down with the clients and I look at and see, okay, how much are you actually recovering during your sleep? If you were in bed for 7 hours, how many of those hours are actually quality sleep time? And what does your day look like? Are you fight and flight, all crazy stress throughout the day? And how does that affect your sleep? So we kind of look at, it's kind of nice to have these, I always say, like cold, hard numbers, because it gets a little bit of reality. A lot of my clients have this huge capacity, but the boundaries are not always there. They have a big heart, but they forget themselves, right? They do everything for everybody else, and they have this capacity and they go, 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 go until something really hits them. And then we need to work a little bit on recovery and, with the nutrition and lifestyle to get them back on board again.
Got it. I think it's fascinating. I think all of us should do that. What you're trying to explain, I should try it on myself and see, it's basically measuring my entire movement, my nervous system movement. And then you're going to use diet and lifestyle. So talk to us a little bit. This is not a medical session or advice, but just to give us an overview of what the path moving forward is after you understand the heart rate variability and how the nervous system is behaving for any particular client.
All right, so somebody that comes with me and we see a really low heart rate variability, we want to with functional medicine, we always want to try to dive into the root cause, right? So we do this extended intake form where in terms of stress and baggage, we need to do a timeline, right? We need to see what has been stored up in their nervous system. And a lot of clients don't even know, this is unfortunately in this society, this is like normal that these mini traumas happen. So we just call them minor stressors, but for the body, it's a whole different ballgame. And then, we want to make sure that we look at sleep pattern and recover opportunities. We look at their diet. What are they eating? Are they eating something maybe before night that doesn't rhyme with their body, that spikes their heart rate, which means they can't really fall to sleep? So there's a lot of data coming out of the HRV measurement. And as I'm a heart math professional, I can dive even deeper and into the heart rate and look at the actual measurement and look at the patterns of the HRV and kind of see how their mental status is leaning toward. If there's a little bit more towards depression or anxiety, I'm absolutely not a medical doctor, but we can see trends, so to speak, with this measurements. So I have clients that come for optimization, and then I actually have clients that really need like extended support to get back on nervous system regulation path.
It's fascinating, the kind of work you're doing. It's so fascinating. It's sad, in the news, what all of us saw today was Miss US 2019. She committed suicide, and you would think that someone who's accomplished so much would be so happy, but why such successful people, or why people take their own lives? And so the help has to happen many years ahead of time before they reach this level, right? I mean, the kind of work you are doing, I think, can help so many millions and millions of people all over the world, is what I wanted to say.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you. And I'm really honored and blessed, and I have a great network of colleagues that have this in-depth expertise of certain things. I'm not a trauma therapist. I always say I'm trauma informed, and I'm pretty good at embodiment. So I help people really understand what nervous system health is all about. But then I have colleagues that are more specified in deepening in certain modalities. So I think we really need to work as a team. We're pack animals. That's how we help each other evolve and get past traumas and stressors and optimize our lives.
Thank you so much. No, I agree. Thank you so much, Louise, for your time, and such valuable information that could be useful for millions and millions of people out there. Keep supporting us. We just bring a 10-minute of wellness tips every single day. We are launching free. All these interviews are going to be free on our website. So stay tuned. And we're also launching workshops that are very affordable. Anything else you'd like to say, Louise, before we wrap up today?
No, I'm just honored to be here, and thank you so much for your time and the great work that you do to reach out to more people. Thank you.
Thank you, and everyone have a great week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.